Wow, you guys really got the easy life going on here, eh? Just laying out here, sunbaking in the morning. And then we got our Luna girl here. Oh, geez, Dewey, you're making the move right now, buddy. This is Bubba. Oh, he does not like being picked up. How's it going, guys? We're back at it again with another video. My name's Derek, DIY Homestead Projects. One thing I realized, I never ever introduce myself on my own videos. I'm surprised people even know what my name is. We've even gotten emails from people. They're like, I really like your videos, but I don't even know what your name is. Hannah and I went on like an epic 3-day hike. It was about 30 minutes out of Sedona. It was completely unsupported, going some huge elevation gains, boulder hopping, basically 2 days through this ridiculous canyon. Bell Trail, so for those of you that are kind of familiar with some of the hiking trails around Sedona, Bell Trail is like a small part of the trail that we did, and basically where we finished off, kind of like the main portion or the difficult portion, was at the crack. So where a lot of people do a lot of cliff jumping and stuff, that's where it kind of ended. And then we had to walk back to our cars, which is another 3 or 4 miles. That totally just wiped us out. And I've never been so sore in my life. Like, parts of my body were sore that I've never experienced before. I'd love to do it again in the future, actually, despite how tough it was. And I'll actually record some good video, make a nice video out of it, because getting out into nature and really enjoying yourself, or trying to enjoy yourself, but really kind of pushing your body and, you know, getting out, getting the fresh air, all really good stuff. So what I'm going to be working on for pretty well most of today is I'm going to start making some gravel pathways. So basically the gravel pathway is going to start right at the front gate here, and it's going to be wide enough in this area so that I can always bring the car in here, because this is where, you know, if we clean the car or I'm filling up the air in the tires, I bring it right into this area here. So I want that graveled off, and then we'll have a nice little gravel path going to where the fire pit is over there. And then I'll have one going basically right where the camera is onto our patio, and then having another pathway going into the shed. It'll just make the area obviously look a lot nicer. Using gravel for something like this, in my opinion, is a good option, is because it's still permeable, so that the rain can kind of, you know, get down past the gravel into the ground, as opposed to paving it or something like that with concrete. So there are certainly good applications for concrete and stuff, but since we're really trying to focus on creating this area as lush and as green as possible, having the entire surface here permeable with mulch and gravel is definitely going to allow as much water infiltrate into the ground as possible. There's really not a huge strategy to do this. It's just a lot of moving rock, and that just takes effort and time, and that's pretty much all it is. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I finished off the rock separation here, so we're going to fill this entire area here where I store just some odds and some ends right here. Fill this all up with gravel. So coming out here, this entire area going to be all gravel, and then coming up here to the fire pit, this is all going to be gravel as well. So one of the things that I'm kind of worried about is whether or not we have enough gravel to do this entire area. So I'm gonna put it on relatively thin, and then if I see that I have a lot more extra left over, then I can put it on a little bit thicker. Before we begin, this is just a bit of a warning for anybody who is coming here uninvited. Yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, guys, walking up to the front here. So we still have this nice wide area with the gravel, because I always pull the car in here so that I can fill the air up with tires, vacuum it out, and clean it. So we have this nice wide area. And we come over here to the right, and then we have this nice pathway going up to the fire pit. And that's going to be really nice. So if we have friends over, we can have a nice fire. We'll just have to get a couple more chairs. And then in this area here, we can plant probably at least 2 or 3 native trees. I'm thinking probably some mesquites, maybe some palo verde, plant some cactus under there as well. And that'll be a nice little area. And then the same thing with this here. We have lots of space to grow stuff. I'm gonna fix up these basins a little bit, make them look a little bit nicer, because the rock's kind of not doing too well. It's kind of falling away there, so I just kind of got to stack everything up. Then I have a nice path going up to the shed. What I really like about this is my shoes track in so much sand all the time, so I always constantly have to be sweeping it, so that'll just kind of cut down on that. And then where I store some tools and some materials under here, we've got that all nice and graveled off as well. And then the path just continues right up onto the patio here. Perfect. All right, guys, this is looking it's looking real nice, a lot better than it was before. Hannah really liked it. Happy wife, happy life. Just because I was just planning on just doing mulch everywhere, but I think with putting the gravel down, just kind of makes it look a little bit more landscaped. And since it is gravel, it still allows the rainwater to go through and then saturate into the ground, which is always good. So yeah, the transformation here, we're getting there. We're getting there to finish everything off, get everything planted. Then we're gonna move on to the next projects, which I think I mentioned in the last video, a bit of a remodel that we might be doing. And then it's gonna be the garage. So we've got some big stuff coming up, and yeah, always good to get out here, get some work done, make some improvements, and make things look a little bit nicer, a little bit more comfortable. It's always good. Awesome, guys. Thanks. Oh, one last thing. One of the very young subscribers of DIY Homestead Projects is Noah, 8 years old. Dear D-Man, my name is Noah and I'm 8 years old. I live in San Juan Capistrano, California. I'm creating a Flat Stanley travel journal. Flat Stanley is a book about a boy who is flattened by a bulletin board. Stanley is able to mail himself to places all around the world. I'm sending you my Flat Stanley. Please take him on adventures in your city. When Stanley's trip is over, please mail back your letter. Thank you for helping me with my project. I hope you have fun adventures with Stanley. So this is his Flat Stanley. So what I think I'm gonna do for Flat Stanley is I'm gonna ride my bike Not all the way to the top of Mount Lemmon. I've done that a number of times, but I haven't rode my bike in such a long time. So I think I'll ride up to Windy Point on Mount Lemmon, and I'll take a picture with Flat Stanley and mail it back to you, Noah. Thanks so much for sending me this. So awesome to know that we have some very young people watching the channel. So I think I have to watch my, my language a little bit closer. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.